More boxes. That's a shame. Of course it's not a shame. This is going to be great.
Hey, kid. Yeah, you. Everyone thinks toys are fun, but this is a channel for adults. Yeah, I said it. If you're under the age of 18, go get your parents before you come in here. If you're under the age of 13, scram! Let's get on with the show.
Yeah, for this week's video, I'm still working on some of the other stuff that I've teased, and patrons know more about what I'm looking at. It's going to take time. Plus, with the prepping for Retropalooza, I just haven't had time to go into a deep dive. So what unboxing you get? I apologize in advance for a couple of things here. The first part of this video is going to be showing me at what is probably a very low frame rate, not the highest quality. I did not notice there was a CPU issue at the time, and because I got good audio as far as I can tell, I didn't want to recreate those reactions. So I apologize for that. This is after I've compounded that problem by recording some great audio with Suze and not turning the mic on. But anyway, here is the rest of the video. There's stuff in here not just for me, but also for Suze, aka Joel the Ripper, and I'm going to put the least awkward possible edit in right now. What you see Jill opening here is a Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos ornament. Very, very beautiful piece with a very kind note from Jim Largo. And it's really great. Everything about this is great, except for the fact that I forgot to turn the microphone on to record her audio when she was opening these gifts. So instead of hearing her dulcet tones, you get to hear mine. It's a very beautiful piece, right up her alley, and a wonderful, on-point gift from Jim Largo. Thanks, buddy. This gift is from the other Jim in her life, me. I got her a McFarlane Spawn Angela variant. It's all silver. We've been eyeing these about a month ago, and she hadn't mentioned them since, and I kept my eyes open until I found one I thought was worth it and nabbed it, and now it is hers. And I can say that, despite the audio not being there, she's happy. Now that I've seen the error of my ways and turned the audio on, let's get the rest of these boxes opened up. Some of it I bought, some of it are things I knew were coming, other stuff I have no idea what it is. So we're gonna go one at a time. And since Jim already gave the statue to Jill, I thought it best to open the other package from him. So here goes. I pre-opened both of the packages just to figure out which one was hers. So I got a little bit of a peek into this one, but I don't know exactly what it is. This is both on point and deliciously cliche, Jim. Truly. He got me a Muppets animal. Now, Jim did not get me a Muppets animal figure because I'm a drummer and, you know, animals is associated with drummers. Although that might have been part of why he picked this particular figure. I am a huge Muppets fan. My sister swears up and down the animal's my favorite, and maybe he was when I was 5. But when I grew a sense of humor, I was all about Fozzie. Ah? Just saying, there's a reason I do all the bad puns. But Animal has always had a special place in my heart, even if it gets really tiring to hear the comparisons. I am a way better drummer than Animal fucking ever was. However, this figure is great. Thanks, Jim. Be gone! This one, I'd say 90% sure of what it probably is. It's the right size for what I think it is. It's, well, it's the right size for what I think it is. Let's find out. So, it's what I ordered along with something else. Oh, I did not realize that I bought 2 things from the same seller. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise, surprise. This is a Hall of Justice original landing pad. One sticker has some damage on it. Otherwise, it's in pretty good shape. I haven't held one of these in my hand in over 30 years. As you all know, This was among the missing pieces, well, the only two missing pieces I had for Hall of Justice. I have my landing pad right here, and it hooks on just fine. Look at that. Bing, boom, 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 boom. So, before you know it, that Series 1 Superpowers overview will be coming your way. Pretty neat, huh? Now, from the same seller, I got a Series 2 Mantis figure from Superpowers Collection with the comic. Now, I have the Volume 2 digest of all the Series 2 comics from there, so I won't necessarily be reading this, but I will be glad to have it in the collection. He's actually in really good shape. His action is absolutely on point. He's pretty crisp in terms of that. It's got a little bit of the sticky plastic thing going on, a little bit of that, so a little hot soapy water, if you will, and he'll be just fine. But yeah, great shape, no loose nothing, action works, can't beat it, and he was the cheapest one they were selling. So win-win for me. That puts me down to 2 retail figures, Firestorm and Dr. Fate. And I got notification that they arrived at the box today. I have a suspicion of what's in here, but I'm not 100% sure, so your guess is as good as mine. Oh look, it's crumpled up sales papers. Legitimately, that's all that's in here. No, it's not. This is the often missing bomb from the Delta Probe 1 vehicle from Superpowers. You all know the debacle I had with the Delta Probe 1. However, I am happy to report that both of the missing parts arrived intact, in better shape than I thought they were in the first place, and everything was fine. I have yet to actually kit together the 2 Delta probes that I purchased, because one had one half of the stuff, the other had the other half, and it was missing the bomb. So I got the bomb, which makes that one complete. However, this next box should be a lot more fun for you guys. This is from our dear friend Matt Swafford over at Reclaimers Vintage Toys, who saw the same video you did about the missing parts on the Delta Probe 1. And his whole thing was, well, I'm sure it'll work out, but it sucks that you had to go through that at all. I have one of these, so maybe you'll get more out of it than I do. If I was ever in a shortage of bubble wrap, I would go to Matt. This is a complete Delta Probe 1 with the hatch. Here's the hatch, here's the probe, and here's the probe with the hatch. And now I'm going to try to figure out how to put the bomb on the probe. It just clips on the back and drops very easily, and it just hangs there. There's this little notch here, and there's a hook on the bottom here. You just clip her up right in there, nice and loosey-goosey. You know, this toy is a lot more fun when you know how to open the hatch. I believe the term is badow, badow, badow. But this is my first complete Delta Probe 1. And there's another bomb waiting for us at the box, so I have 2 complete Delta Probe 1s. Yay me. Which would not be happening without the generosity of Matt Swafford. Thanks, buddy. I really appreciate this. This is great. Now, we've got 2 more boxes here. I don't know what are in either of them at all. I know who this is from. I'm not sure who this is from, and I don't know what it is. And it's a little on the heavy side. It does say Fragile, so it must be of Italian origin on it. No, I have no idea what this is. But we're going to find out. Open real easy. I have a suspicion This is from Jim Largo. As this was drop shipped directly from the seller, I don't really see a note or anything, but there it was Spanish writing on there, and I know that he was sending some other stuff. So we will see if my suspicions are correct. Oh, goodness. Uh-oh. It broke. So the good news is this is an amazing piece that I am certain is from Jim. The bad news is that it broke in transit. Despite all the Italian warnings. However, the break is very simple. Clean break right here. Should be able to super glue that on. So I'm not worried about that. But this is a Day of the Dead punk rock drummer, which is really, really cool. I've never had anything like this before. Despite being a professional drummer for all the years that I was, I didn't get a lot of love in the drummer department, or at least I didn't get a lot of what I would call culturally appropriate drummer love. This is right up my alley. It's a beautiful piece. And I will happily glue him back on when I get some glue that is, appropriate for this material. Given the nature of the piece, it's not surprising that it broke. It's a really thin little piece. I don't blame the manufacturer, the retailer, or Jim, of course. And I certainly don't blame Sue. She carried it a whole 5 feet. Chances are, despite all the markings, it got tossed around at some point, and that does tend to happen. So disappointing, I'm sure, for Jim, but don't worry, pal. I'm going to glue it, and this is going to be a cherished piece in the collection. I am probably going to leave it broken until we've moved, so that wherever its final resting place is, you see what I did there, Day of the Dead? You see what I did there, Day of the Dead? Okay. But wherever I find a place for them, then we'll glue them in place, we'll just leave them there. But that is really cool, very thoughtful. Thank you so much. Now, this last box is from another Jim Saltzburg, or James Saltzburg if you want to be formal about it. I have no idea what's in here. He didn't give me any hints. So here we go. Okay. Now this was hinted to me. This is the cycle from the Breaker set over at Target from G.I. Joe Classifieds. He wanted the figure for customizing, but didn't have any interest in the bike. So he asked me if I wanted it, and I said yes. Now I am on lookout for the complete piece, trying to broker one for our friend Jim Largo. So if you find one of these in the wild at retail price, let me know. We're going to make that happen. I know Jim's been looking for one. I know that Bjorn's been looking for one, a couple other people. But if you're out there in the world, you can find the full, set with the bike in package intact at retail price, mind you. Let me know, and we'll make that happen, okay? But this is super cool. I plan on using this with Action Force, obviously. Not much to say about it at the moment. I'm going to leave it in its padded little envelope home because Action Force not even here yet. But there appears to be more in here. So I want to call your attention to the date on the bottom here. It's 1986. This is a carded Cobra Polar Assault figure from, if the printing is to be believed, 1986. Now, I don't know if this is recarded or what, or reprints. It wouldn't surprise me if it was a recard based upon what I'm seeing. I know that one of the big giveaways is that these two bubbles are actually one. These are separate, so this might be original. I don't know. I'm going to have to ask Jim. So just so you know, these are going to be my initial reactions. I'm going to talk to Jim about it and then record the corrections on what everything actually are. But whether this is a repress, a repro, an original or whatnot, this is really cool. And someone's really trying to push me in the direction of this G.I. Joe stuff, I tell you what. Okay, now, this card back is in a bad enough shape that I believe that it is original. And it is a Fun School G.I. Joe, which I don't know much about, except that I know these are harder to get for the most part, because they are international variants, Fun School being from India. So this is an Indian G.I. Joe, which is crazy. Like, you can't get a hold of these for love nor money. Now, this is a 2001 reprint, even though the copyright's from 1996. And this is a Targat figure, which is pretty cool. What's interesting is that this figure, loose, was one of the figures inside of the lot that I was helping Matt sort. That's a weird coincidence. Whether or not it's coincidence, I don't know. But that's really cool. Thanks, Jim. Aw. And Jim's trying to start off my vintage Star Wars collection, right? I believe it's vintage. But this is a good old Goldenrod C-3PO. You can tell he's older because he's got some wear on him and whatnot. Oh dear, oh dear. But that's great, man. Because he'll be right at home in Bespin, I'll tell you. I tell you. We're gonna... Oh. What in the fuck? Mr. James Saltzburg, what in the hell did you do? This is going to sound weird when I say it out loud, kids, but I'm going to start with the small stuff. This appears to be a custom Mego Dr. Fate, which is amazing looking. And given that his head is so loose, it makes sense to me that this would be a custom. I've never seen a Dr. Fate Mego. So custom or not, this is so cool. So cool. And I'm running out of space, and I'm going to continue to run out of space at this rate. I'll try and get him to stand up. Stay there by the drum riser, will you? Thanks. Looks like another custom Batman with the black variant of the suit, which is really cool. Love me some Batman, which is great. And it looks like a spare Spider-Man outfit. Now, I don't know if this is original or a custom, but I'd be willing to bet this is original because the clasp is missing this button. So this is probably the original, and perhaps the Spider-Man he sent me had a repro costume on it, and this is the original. That makes that even cooler, because now I have both. But there's more. Much more. If you ever seen SLC Punk, you know what I mean. Oh my goodness. Well, if this gives you any idea what's coming, that is a Star Wars blaster. These are all stormtroopers of some type. This is a helmet, meaning we've got some Lukes and Hans in here. Holy frijoles. I don't know what you're doing, James. I don't know what you're doing. You might be trying to kill me, I don't know. This here is Luke disguised as a stormtrooper with his little helmet. Bada bing, bada boom. And he looks great. Yeah, someone is definitely conspiring to someone's conspiring to make certain that I get this Star Wars Bespin collection going. And he's starting me off by troop building my stormtroopers, which is great. This has to be a newer version because he's got more articulation, but he looks great. The stormtrooper. Yeah, the way the head movement goes. So I think this is vintage collection, I want to say. He does not want to hold his blaster, so he's going to be just over here, being without a blaster, looking like a goofball. This appears to be another of the same style of stormtrooper. And there's 2 more blasters in here. And I can't believe that he's standing like that, but that's all right. Now, this Chewbacca is in scale with them. He's got a bit of a wobbly head, but that's okay. Comes with his crossbow here. Got some very, very finicky knees, but it's a pretty nice damn Chewbacca. Scales just fine. Love me some Chewbacca. But there are more stormtroopers. Oh yes, there are more stormtroopers. So this is another Luke in Stormtrooper disguise variant, but it's got his hair slicked back. So I'm guessing it has something to do with being in the trash compactor. And so I don't think that there's a helmet that goes with it. I don't know that for sure. He also has some pretty poor articulation. So I'm guessing this is Power of the Force too, but I don't know for certain. And these chunky boys must be Power of the Force because they've got barrel chests on them like you would not believe. They have been skipping leg day, guys, these stormtroopers. And having Star Wars figures in my hand for the first time in decades, it's clear to me why the figure stand market is so prevalent, because these things are hard to stand. If you count both Lukes, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stormtroopers. Now, if I don't count the Lukes, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 4 more stormtroopers than I had before. And a very well sculpted, lovely, probably vintage collection, Chewbacca. Y'all are going to get me in trouble, I swear. I keep swearing up and down. Oh, I'm not going to get this yet. I'm not going to get that yet. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And then things like this happen. So yeah, these are all Power of the Force too. You can tell by the way their stance is. I dropped a weapon. I'll be right back. As Mr. Kirso said, in Monty Python's The Meaning of Life, there's still more. First, we have what would appear to be a custom, but I can't say with certainty. But it's a ninja. It's a ninja, all right. Storm Shadow adjacent. I have no idea who this is. But he's certainly got an O-ring in him, and he's just standing there going like, look at me. I am a ninja. It's very cool. It's got some cool accessories. Looks like 2 katanas, I think. And a bow and arrow, which I'm not even going to try to remove. Just gonna let him stand there looking cool. However, this is part of why I was like, oh, what are you doing? And this is double bagged, which tells me this guy might be worth. I don't know. I don't really care about that, but I want to be careful. This is clearly some form of Storm Shadow. And he's a little stiff and a little old, but he looks great. I don't know which series he is from. I will get that confirmation from James. He comes with the same accessories as this guy, which leads me to believe that there's a series of these, or this is indeed a custom. I don't know, and we'll find out after I do printable photography on this. This is great. The bug is starting to bite, and I don't want it to. I'm going to be honest. A little distraught about the whole thing. I'm just, G.I. Joe just keeps showing up at my house, guys. I want it on record that this isn't what I wanted. But I appreciate it, and it's great to have them. And we will find a place for them. And I have to say, you're sending me ninjas, that's a good place to start. But he didn't stop there. Oh, no, he didn't stop there. This is a 2008 Larry Hama comic pack, Iron Grenadier and Destro, which appears to have been repackaged, either at the retailer or by James himself, and I don't care either way. Look at that. Like, I want to open it just for the damn comic, honestly. But, wow. This Destro's got a black head, but the only question I have is, why's it gotta be black? But that's okay, you know. At least it doesn't look like a buffoon. This is great. This is really cool stuff. I would guess that these figures are also part of that line, but that means they're still 13 years old, for crying out loud. This is awesome. I don't know what you're thinking, James, but probably something just kind and generous, knowing you. Very thoughtful gifts from both James Saltzburg, Jim Largo, and also Matt Swafford. Like, all great stuff on display here. A lot of variety on this one. Can't beat it. Just it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. When I woke up this morning, I didn't have any stormtroopers. Now I have 4 to 6, depending on how you look at it. I didn't have a Mantis. I didn't have a 6-inch scale motorbike from Classifieds. I didn't have a Chewbacca. I didn't have 3 3/4-inch ninjas from G.I. Joe, including a Storm Shadow. I didn't have a Destro. I didn't have an Iron Grenadier. I didn't have a Muppets Animal. I didn't have a complete Delta Probe 1. I didn't have a Dr. Fate Mego. I didn't have a Batman Black and Gray Mego. I didn't have a carded Cobra Polar Assault or a carded Fun School Targat. That's such a weird name. I sure didn't have what I believe to be an original Spider-Man outfit from Mego, let alone this great, I'll move him over here. Oh, Dr. Fate sealed his fate. He fell over. Not to mention this amazing Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos punk drummer sculpture, which I adore. I adore this. All of this stuff is great. Oh, and my landing pad from Superpowers, the Hall of Justice. This is a hell of a haul. Like, I expected this to be some casual-ass unboxing, but this was, whew, pretty good stuff. James will comment down below, let us know exactly what all is here. Maybe we'll do a follow-up video when we're going over these things as a collection later. But for now, I have, you know, a lot of treasure to organize. And thankfully, I've got a lot of boxes to put them in, which is what I'm going to do. So, thank you so much, Matt, James, Jim. Wow. Like the stuff I bought was pretty important stuff, but these gifts are just amazing. And the start of something. What? I don't know. Because G.I. Joes keep showing up and Star Wars has now shown up. So I don't know what the hell is going on now. Before we finish this out, I want to remind you that I'm going to be at Retropalooza in Arlington, Texas this weekend. So I'll be there Saturday and Sunday, and we have a panel that we're going to be doing. If you're in the area, come find me. If you're not in the area and you want to make it down by some chance, you've got 36 hours to do it. Tickets start at $15 a day. You can go VIP for $65, which has a lot of great perks for it. So again, if you're in the area, come on down and come see me, come see Jill, come see the Game Chasers, the Toy Chasers, and a bunch of other people. We're going to have a blast. There's a lot of great vendors on the floor. If you do come, make sure you check out OK Chief's booth. He's got some of the best toys and video game selection anywhere in the country. Really great guy. Great deals, great stuff. So I look forward to sharing all of that with you. When I get back, I'm going to be doing as quickly of an edit as I can on a recap of Retropalooza. That'll be our Thursday video for next week. On Monday, we're going to have Jeff on from Chasing 80s Toys. Really stoked to have him on, get to know him better, and have some fun. So look for that scheduling coming up here just before we leave for Retropalooza. Otherwise, may all of your grinds be merry, may all of your card backs be straight, unless there's something really cool like something from India. And may you be able to find anything you're looking for at any given time at a price that is reasonable to you. My name is Grindhead Jim, and thank you so much for watching. Cheers.